Hello and welcome to another Parker's Cars review, and today I am super excited because it's new car day, and as I'm sure you've guessed by the title of this video, the car in question is an Audi S3 Sportback in Mythos Black. And here it is. Okay, admittedly the car isn't in my name, but it is on a long-term loan from Audi and I will be treating it as my own for the next 6 months. To be clear, I'm not getting any money from Audi, nor am I under any pressure from them on what I can and can't say. This is a totally transparent, in-depth report on what it's like to live with Audi's entry-level performance car. Okay, so this might be the cheapest S or RS model that you can currently buy from Audi since they've stopped making the S1 Sportback, which is a brilliant car incidentally. But that doesn't mean that this isn't quick, because it's got the tried and tested 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged EA AAA engine, which we've seen in so many Volkswagen Group performance cars, including the Golf R, and that's enough for 0 to 62 miles an hour in 4.8 seconds, or probably a bit quicker because Audi can be quite conservative, and a top speed of a limited 155 miles an hour. And that's because it's got 310 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque, which for a car this size and weight is ample. As for price and spec, the S3 Sportback starts from £38,495, but this car has a couple of options on it, therefore bringing the total up to just over £40,000. Keep an eye out for a future video where I explain just what that means in monthly outgoings when buying the S3 on a form of car finance. So the spec on this car is regular S3 Sportback. You can of course get Vorsprung, which means more money, but also more bits added on. But this one is regular paired back S3 Sportback. And that means that you get 18-inch wheels instead of 19-inch wheels. And actually I prefer the design. It's the 10-spoke star design, I think it's that, on the 18-inch wheels. And I prefer that to the diamond cut design on the 19s because it doesn't really look as attractive in my eyes as this, because this looks like something from an Audi RS model from 20 years ago, and those cars always looked amazing. So yeah, big fan of the silver wheels on this car, especially with the black paint, which incidentally is a £575 option. It's Mythos Black. It does make it hard to video and to photo the car, but otherwise looks great. And actually it does make it a bit hot as well, but aside from that, like the paint colour. It doesn't have the carbon pack or anything like that. The carbon pack's pretty expensive and I don't think it would work so well with an S3. I think, yeah, on an RS3, which is more on your face, great. But on this car, a bit more subtle, that works. And I think the only thing that some people have said doesn't really fit in with the whole sleeper image of it is all the silver. So kind of like the brushed steel look or the chrome look that we've got on the side skirts at the front and on the mirrors. Some people say it looks a little bit chintzy. I'm not so bothered about it, but others are, so if you have an opinion, let us know in the comments below. First impressions, and I reckon the S3's interior does enough to set it apart from other VW Group hot hatches, such as the VW Golf R and Cupra Leon, with a strong design and genuine feeling of quality. Now there's not many options fitted to this car because you can't actually get that many options on the S3 full stop, but then it's pretty well equipped from standard, so that's not a particularly big deal. What I do have though is the Comfort and Sound Pack, which costs around £1,000, and it gets you heated front seats, a reversing camera, parking assist where the car pretty much by itself gets you into a space, although you have to pay attention while you're using it, there's a disclaimer. But most importantly, Comfort and Sound Pack, it gets you the 15-speaker Bang & Olufsen surround sound system with 3D sound. And I can't wait to try it out because I've heard so many good things about it. It's got some really clever techniques basically to fill the cabin with sound. So it's got the speakers dotted around the car, but it also uses the windscreen, from what I understand, to keep the sound in the cabin and kind of surround you with it. So that's really neat. Looking forward to trying it out. But other than that, it is fairly standard in here. A couple of things that this car doesn't have, and I am a bit surprised about that, is adaptive cruise control and keyless entry. Now interestingly, it's got the little indent on the door handle for keyless entry, but it's not fitted. It's around a £400 option. I think that's a little bit cheeky because it probably should come with it as standard. The adaptive cruise control, even more interesting because we've got the stalk down here for the cruise control like you see on any other Audi, and it's got a distance switch so you can change how far it follows from the car in front. But when you press it, or you try and change the distance, it says adaptive cruise assist function requiring license not purchased / expired. So it's one of those things where Audi has fitted it to the car, but in order to unlock it, you have to pay more. And I think that's quite controversial. Audi aren't the only manufacturer to do this, so I'm not having a pop at them, but it's just a general trend of where cars are going now, which may or may not have been influenced by the way that Tesla often does it. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed it hasn't got those options fitted. But what do you think of the model where they're charging you more even though it's actually on the car? Let me know in the comments. Tell me if you're a fan of it or not, because there are some pros and cons and I will go through it in more detail on a later update. So just like the Alfa Romeo Giulia Veloce video diary series that I did before I had this car, I'm going to go into a huge amount of depth on what it's like to own and run and drive every day an Audi S3 Sportback. So that includes finding out how much it actually costs to buy the car and to run it, and that's how much comes out of your bank account every month, because we'll be doing it on a PCP finance basis, which is how most people actually buy this car. I'll compare it to its RS3 bigger brother to see if it's worth the extra money by going to the RS3. I'll compare it to rivals from Mercedes-Benz and BMW, and also I'll find out if you can improve the S3, because a lot of people, and I've already had a couple of people say it to me, they've said, is it mapped? Is it remapped? Has the engine been remapped to create more power and to give more efficiency? And I know it's really popular with these cars, so I'm going to find out all about that and tell you, is it worth it, what you get out of it, and how much it's actually going to cost you. So plenty of interesting things to come with the Audi S3 Sportback. If you like this car or you want to buy one, make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on, because you'll be seeing a lot more of this car and myself on the Parker's Cars channel over the next few months.